I'd like to call to order the Executive Committee meeting Wednesday, April 16th, 2025 at 9 a.m. We'll start off with a roll call.
Mr. Hess?
Present.
Ms. Polk? Mr. Seroy? Ms. Weber? Ms. Parker? Mr. Carrico?
Present.
Mr. Featherling?
Present.
Mr. Kirkstra?
Present.
Mr. Hunter? Mr. Smith?
Present.
Ms. Foster? Mr. Ashcraft? Ms. Monday?
Present.
Mr. Alexander Hildebrand?
Present.
Mr. Long?
Present.
We do have a quorum.
We do have a quorum. Can I have a motion to allow Mr. Featherling and Mr. Carrico in via Zoom? First by Seroy, second by Smith. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. All right, motion carries. I don't have anything under public comment and presentation, so we'll move on to the approval of the minutes of the March 19th, 2025 executive meeting. Do I have a motion to approve? First by Parker, second by Seroy. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. We have nothing under legislative today, so we'll move on to information systems. Jason Shane. Morning, Jason.
Get the short chair.
Yeah, right.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Give you guys a monthly update today. This month we've installed 38 new PCs. Majority of them went to State's Attorney, getting them up to Windows 11 in preparation for October. We will be moving forward to probation department next. We've also had a number of PC moves along with our other service calls that we normally get throughout the month. We also rewired the network rack on this floor while the floor was empty for future expansion and improvements. The other thing I do want to take note, we did have a email that went through, and it was a normal phishing email. I just want to give props to our county employees because 5 different departments reached out to me to let me know, which tells me that they have been listening. They do watch out. Our best cybersecurity, no matter how many layers we put out there, is our employees. And the fact that the employees talked to me, let me know right away, they didn't click on anything, that tells me that we definitely have good county employees. Other than that, I don't have much else.
Any questions for Jason? All right, thank you.
All right.
I always see you busy, so
Always
you're
around.
always on the move. Next up, we have the Health Department, John Beavis. Can I have a motion to accept his administrator's report and put it on file? First by Monday, second by Hunter. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. All right, motion carries. Welcome.
Good morning, everyone. So yeah, you just approved my report, so that's a lot of the information that has transpired in the last month that I thought was relevant. I do want to make a couple of just comments regarding some other items. I know on April 11th, we participated in the Health Department, our HR department, went to the Kankakee Area Career Center for their emerging workforce event that they had, and we were able to get our information and programs out to a lot of prospective students who attending colleges may come back and or then be able to apply for any open positions that we have. We also, I think, today or within the next week, we'll be participating at KCC. They're also having another event for employment opportunities, and we're going to be getting some people out there to share our information again about our programs. I think I shared last month, but just wanted to remind everybody, the Health Department is having a Prevent and Protect PAP screening event on Saturday, May 3rd. So that's going to be coming up between now and the next time that we would meet, that I would be able to have the opportunity to talk to you today. That is one of our grants, the Well Women's Grant, that is sponsoring that clinic. It's a Saturday. It is by appointment only. There are up to 26 slots that are available for any woman aged 18 to 44. So it is a little restrictive. That's the requirement of the deliverable of the grant, not something that we made up, just so that you know that. We do have about half those appointments filled so far. We have gotten this information out. We shared it to the NAACP. We shared it to the Hispanic Partnership. We've given it to the Chamber of Commerce. We've put it out on a lot of our social media feeds. So would be asking that if you have that from last month still, there is a QR code, but it is appointment only, and would recommend, again, it's for women 18 to 44. Highly encourage that. So any questions on anything else?
Any questions? All right, thank you very
Wow,
much.
okay, thank you. It's a beautiful spring day and it's not windy.
Right. Next up under schools, Patricia High is not here, so we're going to move on to the VAC, Eric Peterson, with a monthly report. And can I have a motion to accept and put his monthly report on file? First by Hess, second by Hunter. Any questions? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Very happy to be here again. Not a whole lot of news, but what I will share with everybody here today. So our outreach VSO, Ty Watson, he received his PIV card recently, which is a big deal. That's the final step of becoming a veteran service officer. So he's been doing all of his training, taking all the necessary classes, and he was able to get his PIV card recently, which is great. Karen, our assistant superintendent, was on the health department's Who Knew radio station. So thank you again to John Beavis for that connection and letting us get her on there to share what we were doing. In addition to that, I've had two of our employees, Ashley and Ty, do a rotation between Milner and WKAN to start getting out there on the radio, all of the things that we're doing at the Veterans Assistance Commission, just trying to see what we can do to capitalize on reaching out to our community and our veteran community. I also met with Steve McCarty to have a conversation about capital funds. Just from my understanding on things in the past, we just want to make sure that we are continuing to look forward and making sure we're making the best decisions we can with the information we have. So I wanted to make sure that everything that we were doing, we were just setting ourselves up for success in the future. And Steve was very helpful with that, which I very much appreciated. In addition to what is listed on our office report, we recently were able to assist our 5th veteran in getting over into the Liberty Lodge, which was great. I had a meeting with both Director Terry Prince from the Illinois Department of Veteran Affairs and the Chief Officer for Homelessness in the state of Illinois, Christine Haley. And I brought them both over to the Liberty Lodge to explain what we've been doing out there. I'd mentioned this briefly in the past, but as of right now, IDVA, Illinois Department of Veteran Affairs, is looking at the Prince home out in Manteno, and they're looking at changing some of the things that they're doing to kind of help build more of a continuum of care for the homeless veteran community. And they're looking at the Liberty Lodge as being, you know, an exceptional partner in what they're trying to do, which is very exciting and something that I hope we can create here in Kankakee County that could be emulated in other counties across the state. And then other than that, the only other thing of note that's not listed on here is I also traveled to Will County to shadow their superintendent for less than half of a day. Again, I'm still very much new in this position, and it's very apparent that I have a lot to learn. So I wanted to identify some subject matter experts who had been doing this for a little while and see what I could learn from them as well. And I definitely got some great takeaways that I hope can lead to the overall efficiency and effectiveness of our office here in Kankakee County. But other than that, that is about all that I have today.
Mr. Hunter?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Eric, I'm impressed with the amount of data you're providing us in your
Thank you.
oral presentation. Additionally, do you use Cable 4 at all for marketing the services you got?
We do not at this time, no.
You may want to consider that too.
Okay,
Cable,
I wrote
yeah.
that down. I appreciate that.
But anyway, candidly, I mean, I'm impressed. with the scope and depth and the data that you've provided us.
Thank you.
Any more? Rosemary?
Yes, good morning, Mr. Peterson.
Morning,
I
man.
wanted to let you know, and the rest of the board, the community, that the Ned Vets will be having a fundraiser Saturday, April the 19th. It's our fish fry, so we welcome everybody to come out to the Blue Building, as we affectionately call it.
Thank you.
Any more questions for Eric? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody.
Next up, we have the County Administrator, Anita Speckman, with a monthly update. Morning.
Morning. Good morning. It's been a couple months. My timing for planned vacations has been off for the last couple months, so all good. So my last report was in January, and in January we had 5 openings, and we now have 11 openings. So quite a few, or 13 openings, 11 different positions. So of those, 5 are not county related, and by those I mean we're not engaged in any of the hiring process. Those are at elected officials. So 2 are at the state's attorney, 1's at public health, 1 at the VAC, and 1 in the courts. So the rest, there are most notably the highway temporary summer interns is still out there. Greg was looking for, I forgot my notes. I think he said 9, and they have 7. So they have 2 they're still looking for, hopefully to be at the optimum. Every year what they do is try to get a certain number, whether or not they get all of those positions filed, but those help during the summertime with flagging. Essentially, they tend to run about the 2nd, 3rd week of May through about the 2nd week of August during peak construction period for our highway department. There are 3 openings in the planning department. 2 are replacements, and those 2 replacements, in talking to Dell, he's pretty close to having the 2 replacement positions filled. So that's a positive sign. If we can keep these on a shorter period, they're harder to fill the longer they go. So 8 of the 12 openings are over 30 days old. 8 of the 12. So the longer they get stale, it's harder to generate interest. So we got to try and keep those on the forefront. Sometimes it's a repost, which we've done, but the ones that are the oldest, which continue, are a product of the positions. They are both for the state's attorney's office and the public defender's office for attorneys. So those are difficult positions to fill at a county level. So let's see what else. The new hire orientation is scheduled to be held tomorrow. We have 15 positions reserved, which is critical for us to have those reservations, because what happens is sometimes a department head may forget to tell us, and then we're scrambling trying to make sure that we have the right packets. Different sections of our employment group get different packets depending on how they log into Web Benefits or Paylocity, whether they're on Paylocity or not on Paylocity. So they get different materials. That's really, in terms of the policy manual and the required federal signature pages, that's the same, consistent across all employees, but there might be some different in how they utilize our Paylocity tool or Web Benefits tool. So we have a Jackie Haas's job fair scheduled for Wednesday, June 11th. We're reserved, and we usually have 2 tables there, one for general county, and then I'm usually right next door to the corrections team. Negotiations, as you're aware, the agreement was signed, was approved at the board meeting last week. And I'm currently working on retro pay, which is
Takes a lot of time.
ongoing. Yeah. Let's see. And there is next month the ICRMT Employment Law Conference. That is May 15th in Tinley Park. That's a one-day. Overall, the key speaker there is our employment law attorney that I work closely with, and I constantly get some good advice from her. So I always look forward to that. This time we did send that out. I'm not sure if you remember, in years past, there was a 2-day event down in Springfield or Champaign typically, and they've gone away from that. The last year they canceled that, and they're going to more of these one-day kind of focus specific. So this one is employment law. A month ago there was one on workers' comp that just focused on that. That rather a 2-day event where you're going from hour to hour, and you might have 1 hour on a particular focus area. In this case, like, we're going to have all day on employment law, which is terrific, very helpful. And I've heard from some of our department heads who are going up there, people I work with kind of on a daily basis, and it's going to be, I think, a good day. So that's all I have. If there are no questions.
Any questions, Mr. Hunter?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Nita, how long have you been here in terms of county government?
8 years.
Okay. Since you've been here, has there been a program for internships at all?
There isn't, no. Again, the county, in terms of paid or unpaid, there are some departments who are better suited to internships than others, like the highway department, state's attorney's office. But overall, no, there isn't any. Obviously, those would have to be budgeted. That's a budget issue.
I understand. You know, when you articulate the status of some of these vacancies, you know, maybe some of that money could be used for internships. But anyway, my point is, we need to maybe grow our own, and some kids who are born and raised here and go to school here, go to college, come back, and you know, maybe can't find suitable employment. However, if indeed they're working during the summer in a certain discipline, maybe that would be an attraction or a magnet for them staying here in the local area. All I'm saying is that, you know, for the next budget period, I'd appreciate if you could incrementally, you know, talk about some internships for some of our kids, paid and otherwise.
Mr. Shiro?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. To Mr. Hunter's point, to Ms. Speckman's defense, I guess.
No, it's not.
Maybe.
No, it's not.
And I'm not. This isn't. My comment isn't going there. But the state's attorney's office has had internships.
Mm-hmm.
The summer program at the county highway department has an internship, I think, for maybe an engineers.
Right.
But some curriculums in college, my son's one whose internship has to be non-paid. So maybe we could go that route first and see if anybody would want to do a non-paid internship and see how much interest we have, because he's in marketing and it specifically says it has to be a non-paid internship.
I can back that up because when I was in college, I had to do an unpaid one as well.
Yeah, so it's
that's
not
kind of
always paid, which sucks for the for the kid. You know?
Right.
But you may recall what I said, paid or non-paid. So.
Right. Yeah. But I agree with you, sir.
Okay.
Mrs.
Yeah, I don't
Mundy.
mean to be adversarial at all, but it's kind of nice, you know, for the kids to accrue some inherent benefit in their particular discipline, or trying to find out if indeed they're going to go in a certain discipline or area of expertise that they're going to college for. That's all.
Thank you. Ms. Monday?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Regarding internships, Anita, isn't it the case, though, where two things come to mind here? Because I've had internships work with me in marketing areas, which is very safe and secure and in an office or at an event. But when it comes to something like we're talking about, unpaid, perhaps, internships, first of all, it would be department by department that may want to do it. It isn't something you would be doing, correct? It would be
Correct.
department by department picking out what they might want to do, if they want someone or not, if
Right.
they want to pursue that or not. It's up to them and not you.
Correct.
Okay, and secondly, when it's an unpaid internship, the amount of liability involved there on the county, because that would fall back on the county with
Yes.
any injuries or anything
Yes,
else.
absolutely.
So it's a huge liability to take an unpaid internship for sure, in my opinion, in certain departments, And then, you know, I wanted to clarify that it's not you that would be handling internship information. It'd be each department, whether or not they wanted it, and they would pursue that.
Right, and
Okay.
and thank you for saying that. I thought that was kind of
Mhm.
what I was trying to say on the front. The two that came to mind are highway and state's attorney. They are the most common. I know the finance department has used them in the past.
I
Yeah.
think they actually recently
So
had
in
one,
most cases, you're right. It's the department head that manages that process. I had actually an intern when I was in Iroquois County through accounting, which had to be unpaid as well
Mhm.
and required reports and specific activities, things like that. It's not bring somebody in to do your filing.
And it's not something that
That's
goes
not
through
beneficial
HR.
to the student, nor that's not what's intended. So it really does need to be managed by
Mhm.
that department head specific to a certain office. And typically it's a certain skilled area
Right,
rather than general opening.
right. All right, thank you.
Craig?
And also our sheriff's department accepts interns as well, particularly like Olivet and law enforcement programs at ISU and Western come through the sheriff's department, and many have found a permanent home there as a result of their internships.
Ms. Foster?
Good morning.
I didn't hear where Representative Haas was having her job fair.
Oh, yes, that's at Casey Hall
Okay.
from 8 to noon on Wednesday, June the 11th. Sorry, I forgot to mention where.
Okay. And the other thing about the employment law, it's a conference workshop.
Mm-hmm.
Is that just for county personnel, or is it open up to any kind of employer who wants to go?
Well, it is put on by our insurance company.
Oh,
Our
okay.
insurance company funds this as one of their continuing education and their cooperation with us to assist us in reducing the risk of the county.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, any more questions? Thank you, Anita. Next up, under Community Services, we have the County Assessor's Monthly Report. Eric's coming up right now. And then can I have a motion to accept and put his report on file? First by Hunter, second by Smith. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Eric, he's our man. He's not good. Nobody can.
The floor is yours.
Thank you, sir. Good morning. I don't have a lot of new information for you this morning. I just wanted to go over a couple of quick items. Last month we talked about the idea that my department was in the process of reconciling the detailed sales list with the Department of Revenue. We did complete that, and the Department of Revenue turned it around pretty quickly, got it back to me by the end of March, and I do have that certified 2024 sales ratio study incorporated into my what I used to call projections earlier in the year. Now it's actually a certified thing that I can give to the townships that has been distributed to the townships so that they know what percentage increase they may need to make in order to avoid equalization at my level. So they're aware of that, which is important for them to know this time of year in April as they prepare to complete their work and get their assessment books back to me in June or July so that we can move forward the way that I like to do. And so that's important because I did mention last month, I felt like my department was kind of flying high, and I still feel that way today. I still feel like we're moving in the right direction. So I did get that certification. Something that we're waiting on or that's just pending. We continue to maintain the ownership of record for the tax bill mailing addresses, waiting for the process to get to the point where the treasurer is going to, push the button and create the tax bill file. We want to make sure that we have everybody, as many as we can, up to the moment. Tax bills going to the right name, to the right place, so that because it all flows together. We actually control that data in my department, but it's used by the treasurer. So it's really important that we work together to make sure that that information is inputted correctly and timely, and so that's a big focus. The other thing I would mention that's not on my page here, the staff downstairs has done a great job working with all of the applicants for their 2025 exemptions. We're really busy this time of year with senior freezes, disabled person renewals, disabled veteran renewals, that kind of thing. And so while it may not seem like there's a lot on my report today, it's our department is certainly very, very busy all day long, every day. With that, I'll open the floor to any questions.
Any questions? All right, thank you very much.
Have a great day, folks.
Next up, we have the county clerk's monthly report. And can I have a motion and a second to put that on file? First by Monday, second by Foster. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. All right, motion carries. Welcome.
Howdy. I just came up to read the openings.
I will gladly let you do that.
Oh, I'll let you do this one. I'll get the next one.
All right,
Thank you.
perfect. That's a deal.
Just wanted to touch base with everybody. The results for the consolidated election were finalized yesterday. They were posted on our website. We will be sending the abstract of votes to the different districts starting today, and they can do with it what they need to do with it and get their new officials sworn in and all that good stuff. We did have, if you're looking for some statistical data, 15,164 people cast a ballot in this election. 11,000 of those were at the polling place on election day. 1,999 cast a ballot by mail. 2,025 came into our office over a 3.5 week period to come in and vote early, and we did receive 140 ballots that were postmarked April 1st or before that we received after April 1st that we processed. There were, we have people that sign up for the permanent vote by mail list, and we mailed out roughly 4,800 ballots. I believe it was early March that we sent those out. We did get about 2,600, or there were about 2,629 people that did not send that ballot back.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little bit of a concern. Legislatively, there's nothing that I can do about it, but for the cost it sends us to prepare that ballot and mail it out, that was about almost $9,000 that we kind of just threw out the window.
We can't do anything about it.
No, I mean, I'll speak to Representative Haas and Senator Joyce to see if there's an appetite for anything about modifying legislation on that. But unless there is modification to the legislation, this will be a recurring issue. You know, we did have some hotly contested races in the village of Manteno, city of Moment, city of Kankakee. 2 years from now, where it will just be aldermanic races, not to downplay aldermanic races, but I don't see that being probably quite as well participated in as this election, so I would expect that number is going to grow. So we have that. Statistically, for the polling places that did participate in this election, and all of them did, Manteno 2 had the highest percentage turnout. They had nearly 45, or a little bit over 45%. We did have a couple polling places where our turnout percentage was under 10%. And a lot of that, you know, in those polling places, the only contested race was a school board race. In Grant Park area and Herscher area, there were no uncontested races. So I don't have anything else. If anybody does have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them to the best of my ability.
Any questions for Dan? Carol?
Thank you for that. In the auto where I was, it was very interesting to have 12 different ballot choices. So that was interesting.
And that was a unique situation in your district. There was a referenda question on the ballot for Central School District to change the way that they elect their members. Currently, they are elected by congressional townships, and congressional township lines and political township lines don't coincide.
Yes.
So there are 5 different congressional townships in Otto Township, but in addition to that, some of those congressional townships are in a library district, some of them aren't, some of them are in a municipality, some of them aren't. So that's why it created as many combinations as it did, and that's probably the largest number of combinations for a single election that I've seen. So that didn't pass, by the way. So.
Any more questions for Dan? All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, going forward, you know, we've done 3 elections in the past 5 months, so we've had a little bit of whiplash. And actually today we are starting to send out the publication or the information on the extended tax rates. So we've got the tax computation reports that are going out to the municipalities and all of the other districts. So to get them to sign off on that so that we can finish our extensions and get that data rolled over to the treasurer. We're right on schedule for that. So.
Thank you for everything your office does. I know you've been really busy over the past couple months. So.
I have a phenomenal staff, and I'm
Yes,
very grateful. So,
thank you, Dan.
Thank you all. Have a great day.
All right, next up we have the Recorder's Monthly Report. Lori Gadbois is not here today, so can I have a motion to accept and put her report on file? First by Parker. Second by Monday. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. All right, motion carries. And then we have a AWAC update by Tinker Parker. Your mic is on.
My mic is on.
Good to go.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We met last week, and our committee basically had a planning session of things that we would like to do in the future. I spent some time talking to Eric about communication on the AWAC committee site, and we have some other interests in maybe doing some community events, helping get education out there about animal control, and of course that will be working with Carrie and the sheriff of how we could help and assist in doing that. But I do have a laundry list of things that we have planned that
Yeah,
we would like to do.
I love to hear that.
Yeah, we've been we've been working really hard to get some of this done. So very active committee. And oh, by the way, they have some beautiful dogs for adoption at Animal Control. Check the pictures out on the website. They are adorable. And I would like to bring that husky home, but apparently I cannot handle it. So, but everyone, please take time to just look at the beautiful faces of those dogs.
Thank you, Tinker. Any questions for Tinker? All right, moving on. We have appointments, reappointments, and resignations. We have a list today. So, appointment of Peter Dvorak to the Kankakee River Valley Forest Preserve District. Appointment of Brian Meyer to the Mantino Drainage District number 9. Reappointment of Troy Kaufman to the Joe Bennis Drainage District. Reappointment of Mark Kaner to the Board of Review. Reappointment of Scotty O'Connor to the Kankakee Township Fire Protection District. Reappointment of Patrick Paul to the Grant Park Fire Protection District. Reappointment of David Wolf to the Kankakee Kankakee Township Fire Protection District. Reappointment of Steve Schultz to the Limestone Township Fire Protection District. Reappointment of Robert Casino to the Bourbonnais Fire Protection District. Reappointment of Brian Stauffenberg to the Mantino Community Fire Protection District. Reappointment of Jordan Lee to the Greater Momence Fire Protection District. Reappointment of William Supernaut to the Otto Township Fire Protection District. And the resignation of Scott Dillman from the Grant Park Fire Department District. Can I have a motion to combine and approve those? First by Foster. Second by Weber. Any discussion on those? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. All right, motion carries. And we have some openings today. We have one opening on the Animal Welfare Advisory Committee, which is a shelter community representative. 5 openings on the Historic Preservation Commission, 1 for a historian. 6 openings on the Regional Planning Commission, 1 opening on the Kankakee County Board of Health, which is a dentist. 2 openings on the Will Kankakee Regional Development Authority. 3 openings on the Kankakee Regional Land Bank. 1 opening on the ICANN Joint Education Committee. 1 opening on the Kankakee Valley Airport Authority. 2 openings on the Cabri Area Fire Protection District. 2 openings on the Pilot Township Fire Protection District. 1 opening on the Grant Park Fire Protection District. 1 opening on the St. Anne Fire Protection District. 1 opening on the Momence Pembroke Union Drainage District number 1. 1 opening on the Grinnell Special Drainage District. 1 opening on the Mantino Drainage District number 9. 3 openings on the Mantino Drainage District number 6. 1 opening on the Union Drainage District number 2. 1 opening on the Spring Creek Drainage District. 1 opening on the BM Drainage District. 1 opening on the Clausen Park Drainage District. And 1 opening on the Board of Review. So a couple openings there. Out of breath now.
Did you repeat that?
Yeah, right. I don't think so. Is there any new business? Monday.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I don't know if it's new business or old business, but I do have a question regarding Patricia High and her absence today. And I understand we received communication from her regarding an important meeting that she needs to attend,
Correct.
Which falls at the same time as this meeting. However, I'm wondering, can a different representative from the school come to this meeting or go to that meeting? Can they alternate? What is a happy medium there?
So funny enough, Craig and I just discussed this before we walked into this meeting, and I'm going to ask her today to have at least some representative here, whether it's her or someone else. So we will cover that after today. So
right.
Thank you for bringing it up because
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
We just had that conversation.
Great minds think alike.
Yes, Mr. Honor.
Mr. Chairman, can you and Craig, I was out of town yesterday regarding that historic event at Roman Park. Can you guys, for those of us who weren't there, I saw some stuff on Facebook, and I talked with Senator Joyce and Nick Allen and Natalie. I'd like to get you, and I got a call from you as well too. Can
Yes.
you bring us up to date?
I think it was a
historic event.
Yeah, it was a fantastic event. We had a great turnout. with the amount of people there. I think my favorite part of the event was Pat Joyce getting in the excavator and doing a scoop. I think that was fantastic. I did not know he did that, but I thought that was great. We had a lot of representatives there. We had Scott Pilath from the Kankakee River Basin. We had Burke Engineering speak, myself speak, and Pat Joyce. So we had a really good turnout there. Thank you for all the board members that showed up. All the I would say we had a big turnout for the people that love the river. So they were very happy with the event, and I think it was a great turnout. So. Yeah, first time. Yeah, first time in history. So we'll keep it going and maintaining the river. So this was definitely a big part of history yesterday. So, Craig, do you have anything else to add, or that's pretty much covers it? Yeah, we finally got it going. Peggy was there as well.
Yep, and more equipment is coming in today. I understand for that project is what I overheard. More equipment's coming in today, and it's going to continue to grow with equipment out there as well.
Yes. So it's if you have any free time, you might just want to go out there, plop a chair, and you might have some fun watching it. So yeah, right. When the weather gets better. Anything under old business? All right. Mr. Hess?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we adjourn.
Motion to adjourn first, second by Smith. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, same sign. All right, motion